Well, hello there, humans, hippies, earthlings, whoever you are, wherever you are, whatever you're doing, and whoever you're lucky enough to be doing it too. I've been doing a lot of videos lately, but I've kind of gone away from the tier 10s, the big boys, the nasty buggers. Today I'm going to be driving a couple of them, but mostly I'm going to be driving this and the T30. Well, no, today is such a misnomer. Previously I drove these things, saved the footage, and then recorded this today. Today is such a lovely day. This is the T62A. It is on my Bushka account. It has the dress blues on it. It is a lovely little bit of kit. You'll also see the T30 in the dress blues and the E50M in the dress blues, because when these camos were available, I went whole hog and got them on all the tanks that I really, really liked at the time. Cost me a pretty penny as well. This is actually a little bit of a step back video and saying, hey, do you remember... It's all well and good to talk about which tank you prefer the most and why you prefer it and all that, but what about we talk about some of the tactical stuff that goes on in the game and get right back into the guts of it. And this is what this video is about. I'm talking about hull down work. And not just hull down work, but staying alive and positioning your tank. And I'm going to show you a couple of games. I'll watch this shot, by the way. This is hilarious. For all of those who whinge about getting shot between tracks and everything, this is how the magic happens. Look at that. I don't know if that gap's as big as the shell. But anyway, you didn't do a whole lot wrong, Dangu89, but you got punished for it. Let's have a little lesson in juking or wiggling and giggling. You're going to see a whole lot of red tanks. I YOLO around the corner here because we're in a little bit of strife, and I want to take some heat off the rest of the team there who are currently getting absolutely clobbered. We angle up to that waffle tractor, and oh god, we're in trouble. There's like, watch what I do here with my E50M. Very strong armor profile. I'm angling as the shots are coming in. I am angling. I am moving. And I'm going to move big, over-accentuated things, and I'm trying to catch it on that front edge of the track while I'm in between shots. And I catch a couple from the M103, and then I get two more from the YAG, and he's probably biting his keyboard off here at this point in time. And then I say, let's not tempt fate anymore. Let's just go back here and not get killed. You should be doing that in all your tanks, guys. Even if you're in a really lightly armored tank and you don't have any armor, so to speak, the best chance you've got of actually catching a shot is going to be on your tracks. Now here, I pushed around the corner, saw a 183, got belted by him, and then took him out, which is all well and good, but now I'm in severe hit point distress. So what we're going to talk about is positioning the tank here, hull down, or at least severely angled, and this is something the Russian mediums do exceptionally well. You can see the berm in front of me. I am going to angle up my tank so that you can only really see the turret from the top of it. The T62A still has a very strong turret. It's not as strong as it once was. But in relative terms, it's probably a little bit better off because there's less premo being flung at it these days. Still in all, I am sticking to this part of the map. And I'm not going to move from this part of this map. And you're going to see a whole lot of damage done with just me moving backwards and forwards and keeping myself under control, not giving the red guys any great shots or any great targets. Really, I mean, I could be moving about, but I'm a one shot for quite a few tanks that are still in the game. And indeed, I am very low on the hit point pool. Hull down is a little bit of a misnomer, isn't it? It's not just about hiding the lower glacis and showing the turret. You get in situations with tanks like this where you're not really just going hull down. That's not telling the whole story. You're also deciding which shots are worth risking and which shots are not worth risking. And have you reset your camo? And are you in fact still visible? And you've got to really know your stuff to get the answer to those questions right and know when to push the limits. And I'm actually going reverse here because I don't have the gun depression and I want to get hull down, drag shots out of that YAG, and it's easy to do that driving at that angle, and that's going to show the least amount of my tank and then push back. And you can see I'm doing it consistently again and again and again, just looking for options. I've also not exposed a whole lot of tank. Like, they're not really seeing it. God, the gun on this tank is still gorgeous. They're not really seeing anything. There's a IS-7 going to come up. Now, I'm going to have to switch to heat. There's no way around this. The IS-7 is just a tremendously wide load for me to be dealing with in a 511 hit point T-62A, and he is full health. The only thing I've got going for me is that I have a whole lot of distance between me and him. So when he starts pushing Kilbushka, yeah, no joke, everyone is on the Kilbushka bandwagon. He's thinking he's got enough hit points, he can be a little bit aggressive. I go to heat because these have to go in, right? They might be low damage, but they are still going to get the job done. Get a sneaky one into the Yag, nothing firing heat, so it disintegrates up there. Back into the side turret. Get one in right next to the gun mantlet. You can see lightly armoured rolls. Feel very happy about that whole state of affairs. I'm going to push around here, drop the adrenaline, because this is really important that these go home. One, and miss the next one. Into the tracks. Keep driving, get up there, stay cool, calm and collected. Bang. We were hull down most of that game. And it's very different in different styles of tanks. We were also really working on our position the whole time in that game, and our camo. This is the T-30. It's a whole different kettle of fish, this tank. Obviously doesn't have the ability to be low profile like the T-62A does. And we miss a shot there, and this is going to kill me. I'm thinking, nah, he's not coming. Okay, I'll move. Oh my God, there he goes. Lucky bugger. I'm situated at the bottom of the hill. The positioning on the tank is where it's all at here. Look at my angles at all times to that T-54 and co. I'm keeping the rocks between the threats and then angling and jiggling, just like I did in the E-50M. Now, it's not because I have an amazing armor profile. I'm catching a lot of these shots on my tracks because I'm just making that the most viable place for them to hit. Or if they're going to hit me, it's also going to have a chance of being caught on my tracks, which is what I've done with a couple of these. Now, you're going to eat the occasional one, but if you're moving your tank around and they have to take quick shots, you're going to be more likely to catch them. Now, you can't catch them all, but we've caught 3 or 4 shots on our tracks there already in a T-30, a tank destroyer, while we've got people on our left and on our right. There's a Panther over there, Panther 2 on my left. And this T-54 is actually playing a pretty good spoiling game. He's keeping me honest. He's going to risk life and limb to do it, but you can see he's moving backwards and forwards there. I'm not having any of it. Not interested at all. This is not my first rodeo. I am not buggering off. If you want to come out there and get shots off and do damage, you are going to have to pay for it, buddy. There is no other way around it. And every time I move and I'm spotted, he is coming out to try and have a crack at me. So I figure that's the way forward. The only way I'm going to get out of this, and this is old age and treachery. This is about the sneaky things you do as an old man that people tend not to do and not to realise. So I know I'm spotted now. What I'm going to do is look up there at that Panther 2. I am going to be watching my mini-map, and as he rolls out, I am going to turn to put a shot in at him. As soon as I move to have a look at this Panther 2, the T-54 is going to see me, okay? And as I do, you can see that the T-54 is going to want to drive up. There we go, we start swinging around. Thank you very much for coming. And that is because he was playing quite well there. He was being really solid. But I do congratulate him. I'm not being just an arsey bastard. I tell him. Because he got me stuck there. I was the biggest gun on the map, basically, and he had me stuck. But I was positioning my tank well the whole time. Look at the cover I've got on both sides. It might look like I'm sitting there out in the middle of the open, but there was really only the one spot that I could be hit from, and that was that area the T-54 was pointing at me from. And again, we get unlucky there, but it's the right thing. So there you go. That's a little brush up on positioning your tank. Going hull down, showing them the strongest part of your armor profile at all times, thinking the game through, being a sneaky little bugger at times, and at other times, just, giving yourself the greatest opportunity to not get hit, to bounce a couple. And that's really where it's all at. If you can bounce a couple, you'll be far better off. And those 50% calls are the ones that win games. They really are. Like, they are the ones that absolutely keep teams alive at the end. I'll just let the tortoise have him, because I'd like to hit this Borsig for a big roll. That's what I'm all about. All about the big numbers. I'm Bushka on Blitz, guys. Thanks very much for continuing to watch and support the channel. If you'd like to sponsor me via Patreon, that would be gorgeous. There is a PayPal link there. Keep turning up for the streams, the live streams. I'm having a lot of fun with them. And just generally enjoying yourself and hanging out in the channel. And don't these tanks look gorgeous in the dress blues? The Bushka house colours. Until next time, boys and girls, look after yourselves and stay safe on the battlefield.